Okay. So the these the mudras and bandhas are the Mahamudra, Navamudra, Udyan Bandha, Jalandhar Bandha, Mool Bandha, Mahabandha, Mahabhed Mudra, Khechri Mudra, Viprit Karni Mudra, Yoni Mudra, Vajrani Mudra, Shakti Charani Mudra, Tadagi Mudra, Manduki Mudra, Shambhavi Mudra, the 5 dharnas. Now, the out of these, it includes the 5 dharnas also, which are those dharnas or the concentration, the Ashwini, Pashini, Kaki, Matangi, and the Bhujangini. These are the 25 mudras total. Okay, so the enable yogis basically perform all these mudras and bandhas to attain the siddhi. Okay, so in these verses, 16 mudras are there, 4 bandhas, and 5 concentration. Okay, so 16 mudras, 4 bandhas, 5 concentration practices, which basically based on the 5 elements, the Prithvi Dharna, the Ambhasi Dharna, basically. Okay, we will discuss later on. Agneyi Dharna, Vavyayi Dharna, and the Akashi Dharna. Okay, these are described in the spiritual field. It is believed that perfection of the mastery over the mudras provides 8 main siddhis. So, how many type of siddhis are there? Anyone know the name in the Patanjali Yoga Darshan?
Eight siddhis.
Yes. Can you name them?
Anima.
Very good.
Lagima.
Anima, Mahima, Lagima, Garima, Ishitat, Vashitat, Prapti, Prakamya.
Prapti, Prakamya.
Yeah. So we get over, we attain all these siddhis if we practice regularly, or these bandhas and mudras, and also these are helpful in eradicating the disease. Okay, and these mudras are basically practiced to activate our pranas, so that energy will properly channelize, and then it helps in awakening of the kundalini. Okay, so these mudras are very actually beneficial. It provides bliss to the yogis. So we will. Okay, so first of all, we will study the bandhas, the 4 locks, the 4 bandhas. These are the Jalandhar Bandha, means the contraction of the neck region. Basically, from our neck, actually many nadis and nerves, and also the blood capillaries also pass through our neck, which is basically a very small passage to go to which supplies our head. Okay, so Jalandhar Bandha basically exerts an influence on many nadis, basically which are present in this region, in the neck, throat, head, and shoulder. So how to do Jalandhar Bandha? Let us see first of all the picture. Okay, first is a so Jalandhar Bandha is a small practice keeping the spine straight, head is lowered. You have to perform the chin lock, chin touches your throat pit. Says this bandha is performed with the kumbhak by retention of the breath. Okay.
My voice is not audible.
Ma'am, we're not able to hear you, ma'am. I think it's got stuck, looks like, no?
SP. I think again it's stuck. Ma'am, your voice.
Sound. I think this.
Just a sec. Sorry. Sorry, actually.
Ma'am, if
Okay,
you're
ma'am.
not well, you take rest, ma'am.
No, it's okay.
Worse then.
Yeah. So this bandha is basically performed with the kumbhaka. We have to hold our breath retention, and then how much time you have to hold, it depends upon person to person, upon the capacity. So the retention can either be the external or the internal. Okay. This practice is performed correctly. So the pressure is basically divided, and then the energy goes towards the head as well as traveling down the back. It basically divides into the both. Okay, so let us discuss first of all about the Mool Bandha perineum contraction. Okay, so in the perineum contraction, in this, what we have to do, first of all, see the picture. But you can't able to see the posture. Okay, this is a picture of our internal organs, reproductive system. So this is a male one, and this is a female one. So we have to contract at this point. This point. This is a point, and this is a point. It's actually between the genital organs and the anus organs. Is the male one. In the female also, it's actually at the passage of the uterus, or at the this is a birth canal at the at the end point of the birth canal. So let us discuss what they are describing. So when okay, better, it's okay. Are you able to see it in a better way?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So when we sit when we are in a sitting posture, we have to press with the left heel over the genital region, that is between the anus and the testes in the male, and then we have to contract the anus. So by contracting this, we have to make an effort to press the navel knot or complex close to the spinal column, and firmly also press the genital organ with the right heel. First of all with the left heel, then we have to put our right heel. Okay, so this is basically what this is the Mool Bandha. Clear? So we have to press our region between the genital and the anus, and then we also have with the right heel also we have to press the genital organs. In this picture, like which I shown you, yeah. So it is a region between the genital organ and the anus area. So this is a point. We have to press this area with the left heel. Then we have to press our reproductive organs with the right heel, and we have to contract this area. This is the anus. Same in the female. We have to basically we can't make our heel at that region, but we have to press this area with the left heel, and then we have to put our right heel over this area, because the anatomy of females is different from the male one, and also we have to contract our anus. So this is the basically the mool bandha. So by mool bandha, it helps in attaining victory over the old age. Also, who wish to move beyond this, the world, the sansara, this materialistic world, they also should practice this mudra, but in a hidden place. With this practice, Marut Siddhi is, you can attain. Therefore, it should be practiced with effort, silently, and without laziness. Okay. So the left heel is pressed into the perineum, close to the anal passage. This asana referred to here is the Siddhasana. Means you have to try to sit in a Siddhasana for the men, and for women Siddha Yoni Asana, which specifically influence your which chakra? Mooladhara chakra. So the effect of Mool Bandha is exerted on which chakra? Your Mooladhara chakra. In more advanced practices, there is a more psychic than a physical focusing at the Mooladhara. Clear? We have to go beyond this body. We have to reach our mental level. We have to go towards your mind. So it should be understood that the area influenced by the Mooladhara chakra includes which one? Your anus and the urinary tract in between this area. Okay. The practice described by sage Gherand states that the anus and the navel region should be firmly contracted. So the by contraction anus and also navel region. Navel region contraction is actually the Udyan Bandha. So first of all, but we have to one by one, we have to practice one bandha, then attain. So if on a very at the beginning stage, if one person may be not able to contract the navel region, but later on. So this is a very strong practice and combines two bandha. Which one? Here the mool bandha and the dhyan bandha. But initially level, first of all, practice only one bandha, then you are able to do the other one. And also we are performing the two mudras. If at the advanced level, which two mudras? The Vajroli, Sahajoli, and also the Ashwani mudra. Ashwani mudra is basically the contraction of your anus area. Okay, so by performing this mudra or this bandha, we are actually doing these type of practices also. Okay. So the technique generally known as the Mool Bandha today is more specific. The Mool Bandha trigger point at the perineum area. So the point perineum area is basically a point in between your urinary and the anus area. And in men, or it is the yoni griva, the opening of the womb in the woman. Just in the picture I told you that at the entry point of the uterus. The uterus is basically your the garbhashya, or the your baby, in which baby actually develops during the pregnancy. So the point to be contracted, but there is no attempt to draw the navel close to the spinal column unless Udyan Bandha is specified as an additional technique, which I told you right now. Okay, later on when you are advanced practitioner, then you are able to perform without Udyan Bandha. So also generally speaking, in the practice of bandha, a state of pressure of focusing continuously maintained, contracting and releasing is more indicative of a mudra. While in mudra, what we have to do? We have to contract and release. But in a bandha, we have to hold it. We have to contract it. We have to hold that contraction. We have to lock it. Clear? But if you are contract and release, that is a more of a mudra, not a bandha. Clear? If you are maintain that lock, then it is a bandhas. So, okay, actually it is a very effect on the nadis. We will not discuss in detail, maybe later on. Okay. So what are the benefits? The benefits are basically many, the physical, mental, and also the spiritual, because it first of all stimulate your pelvic nerves, the nerves present in the pelvic area, and also it tones your urinary system and the reproductive system organs, the urogenital system, excretory system. Also, if you are doing with the Udyan Bandha, your intestinal movements, that is known as the intestinal peristalsis, it also stimulate. So by when the intestinal movement is, you know, better, it's working in a good way, so it helps in your relieving your constipation and also the piles. And also it is beneficial for the anal fissure, because you are contracting your anus also, so it gives impact on you know, that area also. It helps in relieving of some disease related to that part, just like anal fissure, the ulcers, and in some cases also the prostatic hypertrophy. What is prostatic hypertrophy? Actually, hypertrophy is the, you know, when the growth is too much beyond the normal. And what is prostate? Prostate is a gland which is present only in the male, help in the reproductive system. The prostatic secretions basically help in giving nutrition to the, you know, sperms basically. But in some cases this prostate become enlarged, and that problem is known as a prostatic hypertrophy. And it is usually, this problem happens in the old age, usually in the elder men after 60s or the 50s. They get this problem of the enlargement of the prostate, है ना? So this mool banda also help in this problem. And the chronic pelvic infection, usually pelvic infection are present in the females, okay, because of, you know, uh, um, our, you know, we are receiving many things now from, you know, outside world. We are bearing a baby, है ना? We have a small urethra comparatively to the male. See in this picture. This is a, you know, just a second. Yeah. This is a male one. This is a female one, obviously. So this is a urinary bladder. This one. Okay, this one. And the urinary bladder, actually it contains the urine, and when there is accumulation of urine in the urinary bladder, we have to make it, you know, we have to remove it from our body. So from the urinary bladder, urine is coming out through this part. This is known as the urethra. See, the urethra is how much of size in females, and in males this is a urinary bladder, and this is the urethra. See how much long. So it's very easy to carry infection from this short urethra. That's why female got so many infections. And this area is basically the pelvic area, and because of the uterus and from the vagina also, we are receiving many type of the infection. So this pelvic infection is very common in the females. है ना? So this mulban also help in that chronic pelvic infection. So because this practice releases energy, it is also effective in the treatment of the psychosomatic. Psychosomatic problems means the problems, soma means body, psychic means the mind. The problems which have impact on the body, but the origin from the mind level. So we are suffering in today's scenario from lot of the psychosomatic problem. On the physical level, we as such not have, but they actually origin because of the stress, mental stress basically, and then they result in some degenerative illnesses. So this mulbanda is also helping relieving those problems also. So it affects spread throughout the body via the brain and the endocrine system, because endocrine system, here we have the reproductive organs which release hormones which actually give impact on many systems of our body. So make it in beneficial in cases. Okay. So mool band actually it gives impact on our, you know, the reproductive system. From there it actually gives impact on our endocrine system, and through the endocrine system it also impact on our brain, and also many things are related to our mind. So the things like the asthma, bronchitis, arthritis also can be relieved by this thing. So it also relieves, the depression. So the mastery of this practice leads to spontaneous realignment of the physical, mental, and psychic bodies, and then in preparation for the spiritual awakening. Okay, so Moolbandha is also both a means to attain your sexual control, both with the physical level and from the mental level also. We can control our thoughts also if we are doing this. So we are performing brahmacharya, and it is help to alleviate a multitude of the sexual disorders also. Sexual energy basically is directed either upward for the spiritual development or downward to enhance your marital relations also. So the people, if the married couple especially are suffering from the infertility type of the problems, or any other problems which may disrupt their marital life, they also can get the benefit by doing the Mooladhara chakra. It helps to relieve sexual frustration, suppress sexual energy, and feelings of the sexual guilt. Okay, so practice note we have done already. Let us move to the next bandha, that is a Jalandhar bandha, the throat lock. So let us see first of all the picture. Yeah, sit in a meditative posture. Then we have to bend our neck forward and try to bring our chin into the throat pit. We have to hold our breath here in this bandha. We have to hold our breath. Let us read what are the indications. So you have to contract the throat and place the chin on the chest. This becomes Jalandhara bandha. It gives control.
Ma'am, she's not there.
No, she's, I think, dropped off. Her network is the issue.
Oh, okay. She might join him.
It's open, so she has to join.
Network drop or join. Join.
Yeah, it's okay. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
now you are audible.
Now you are audible.
Yeah, actually my network is creating problem a lot today. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so we were discussing about the Jalandhar bandha. Okay, yeah. So in Jalandhar Bandha, we have to contract our neck, and it gives impact on the 16 bases, which is actually comes to the neck. So this is a very great mudra by the name of the Jalandhar Bandha, which basically gives victory over death. So when a person becomes, master of this bandha, it provides siddhis to the yogis, and by practicing is for the, 6 months, definitely becomes a perfected being. See the beauty of this, bandha. So our body has the 16 adhara, the bases, the receptacles, and the Jalandhar Bandha basically influence these bases. So these basically are, they refer to our major organs and parts of the body through which we can, our body activities are conducted and we can manage. So these 16 adharas are our toes, ankles, knees, thighs, perineum, your genitals, then the navel region, heart, base of the neck, throat, root of the tongue, nasigra, that is the nose tip of your nose, bhrumadhya means center of your eyebrow, then the forehead, then the Brahmarandra. Brahmarandra basically is the top of your head, and then the crown. These are the 16 adhars present in your body, and they are basically by locking your, contracting your neck, or by locking, a chin lock by the Jalandhar Bandha, we give impact on the nadis, the blood vessels, and the nerves which pass through our throat, and these basically impact our 16 adhara. So this bandha, Jalandhar Bandha, influence the entire body. Okay, clear? So in the throat, basically we have one chakra also, which is known as the Vishuddhi. So Vishuddhi sometimes referred to as the middle chakra, because it is a transition region between the manifest and unmanifest dimensions. So when, as can be understood when meditating on its element Akasha or the space. So Vishuddhi chakra basically has 16 petals, which directly, relate to the, the adhara or the besa. So the Maharishi Gherand description relates to the essential function of the Jalandhar Bandha is basically in the awakening of your Vishuddhi chakra, and is close to the subtle Kriya Yoga variation. So the usual Hatha Yoga variation with which one can commence is the practice of Jalandhara is practiced below. Okay. Then let us see the other benefits of this Jalandhar Bandha. So let us see the contraindications also. So these are the limitations. This practice should be avoided by whom? So the people suffering from the cervical spondylitis, because we have to, bend our neck forward. So people who have the cervical spondylitis problem, they should avoid this practice. And who have, the high intracranial pressure. So because of the high pressure in their, brain or in the cranium area, also they have to avoid, because while bending, it creates a pressure in your head. Also the people suffering from vertigo, means, vertigo, if they have, lot of vertigo, chakkarana sort of problem, they should avoid this thing. People with a high blood pressure or with a heart disease also should not practice, although the neck lock reduces the blood pressure. But initially, long retention of the breath strains your heart, because this practice we are attaining with the, retention of the breath. So people who have high blood pressure or the high heart problems, they should avoid the practices in which they have to hold their breath. So this practice should be avoided by them. maybe resulting in the discomfort in the heart region after the bandha is released. Okay, so refrain from the practice if vertigo or dizziness is also arises. So these are the points the people should avoid. Now, what are the benefits? So this bandha closes your windpipe, because you have to hold the breath. It means your while contracting your throat, your windpipe is closed and it compresses various organs in the throat also. So in particular, it stimulates to the throat, helps to balance your thyroid function. It gives impact on your thyroid glands, and it regulates the hormones which are released from the thyroid gland, and the function of the hormones which are released from the thyroid gland is basically to maintain the metabolism in our body. So by the Jalandhar Bandha, we can regulate the metabolism, because while bending the neck, it gives impact on our thyroid functioning. So the whole body depends on the thyroid gland for perfect development and maintenance, because the hormones which release from the thyroid gland basically give impact on our growth and development. So the Jalandhar Bandha massages and tones the thyroid gland, enhancing its efficiency. So the thyroid and parathyroid glands are master glands, are the glands basically located in the throat, and when they are regulated, the whole metabolism is affected, which influence health and longevity. Also, the throat is also the region of the Vishuddhi chakra. So it also the Vishuddhi chakra also get activated or awakened, and it also gives a state of the immorality to is attained with, and means it the victory over death. So here death does not mean a physical death which comes at the everyone's life, but it is here death means control over the changes which take place in the body, because while contracted you feel so suffocated, ab mara tab mara, oh my god. It means in that situation brain is receiving the message that you have to work in this limit supply of the blood, in this limit supply of the oxygen. So our body is somehow consciously getting a message, so we have to work very efficiently in that limitation of the supply. So it helps somehow in we can discuss in context of the death also. So during the course of the sadhana, after the awakening of the chakras, a state is attained in which the physical body does not decline. This is immortality, and this state is attained only by the siddhas, who attain siddhis. So in this concept of the sadhana, this mantra say that Jalandhar Bandha can be perfected after 6 months continuous practice. And if this is done, no doubt, 100% you will attain siddhi. Okay, let us move to the next. That is a Udyan Bandha. Udyan Bandha is basically the contraction of the abdomen. So you have to contract the upper abdomen above the navel area, towards the back, as near as the spine. And as a result, the great bird, which great bird? Your prana. Here, the description is the prana, rises upward. This is known as a udyan. Udyan means udna, to fly. But here, it does not mean that our prana will fly away from my body. No, it will reach up. So this is the Udyan Bandha. It is the lion which challenges the elephant of death. Udyan Bandha is a foremost bandha. Bandho mein bandha, Udyan Bandha. So one can attain liberation easily by its practice. Okay. So Mahakhaga is a big, bird. Maha is a very big, a great. A Khaga is a Pakshi or a bird. So The image is used to describe prana flying upward due to the practice of the Udyan Bandha. So as we see in the verse, okay, the technique of Udyana is basically incorporated in Sage Gherand with the Mool Bandha. In the Mool Bandha, there is a also description of the Udyan Bandhana. So this is the third of the essential bandha in the Kundalini Yoga. So the brief description, okay, let us discuss. See the picture. This is the look at the contraction of the abdomen. Upper abdomen. Bring your abdomen as near as your spine. Try to touch your navel area, your abdomen area near to your spinal column. So first of all, the contraindication, the people who should avoid this Udyan Bandha. So the people suffering from the colitis, infection in the stomach, in the colon region, those people who have ulcer of the stomach or the intestinal ulcers, diaphragmatic hernia, whose diaphragm has some problem, they have hernia relation to their diaphragm, they should avoid. The high blood pressure people, because while contracting your abdomen, you must have impact on your heart, so they should avoid. They may give distress to those person. Heart disease, glaucoma means you have a high pressure in your eyes, that is a glaucoma. Kala motia in Hindi we say. So there is a in the eyes we have a very high pressure, so those people also avoid. And the raised intracranial pressure, or inside the brain also, if they have some problem like this, so they should also avoid this. They should not perform this practice. It should also be avoided during pregnancy, obviously, because you have to contract the abdomen, and in pregnancy it gives a very harmful effect to the baby, because baby is surviving in your stomach, in the uterus. But the practice is useful after delivery to strengthening the abdominal muscles and to restore the abdomen to its original shape. So what are the benefits? So out of the 16 Adhar, which we discussed in the Jalandhar Bandha, one base, the navel region, is locked through this practice. While practicing Udyana Bandha, we basically lock our navel. So Udyana Bandha massages and tones all the abdominal organs, systematically also balancing the adrenal gland. Adrenal gland are the endocrine glands basically present on top of the kidneys, and they are very important in their secretions, in the secretions of their hormones, which basically gives us to stamina to deal the stressful stages. So it also helps in removing the lethargy and soothing anxiety and tension. Udyan Bandha stimulates the digestive fires, because while contracting your abdominal organs, it stimulates Jatragni, the digestive fires, and squeezes the stomach like a sponge, so that the old stagnant, whatever the toxins or the waste products present in the stomach, they will also remove from your body, from the stomach, are pushed out, revitalizing the abdominal organs. It also stimulates your pancreas and liver. Pancreas releases what? The insulin hormone, and also some juices which are helpful in the rule out the diabetes and helps in the digestion. And liver also, it gives impact on the liver also. Liver is a very important organ. It has a very many functions to deal with, so that you will discuss in the anatomy class. So if the digestive system functions properly, disorders will not manifest in the body. So in the final position of the Udyan Bandha, the upward movement of the diaphragm exerts pressure on the lungs, massaging the entire respiratory system, and also improve the efficiency of the lungs. Heart is also massaged, help to increase its efficiency. So this bandha enhances the blood circulation, throughout the body and strengthen the internal organs. It also stimulates the solar plexus, which is present in your navel and which has many subtle influences on the distribution of energy throughout the body, because from the solar plexus we have many nadis which are related to that area. So this is the Udyan Bandha, very important. And the last of today Bandha is the Mahabandha, the great law. So Mahabandha is basically, so in the Mahabandha you have to close the anus. You have to close the anus. It's not working, no? Okay, are you able? Are you seeing this cursor now? Because the highlighter is
Yes,
not
ma'am.
working.
Yes,
I don't.
ma'am.
I don't know. So close the anus with the left heel. Press the left heel with the right foot with effort. Then slowly expand and contract the peridium and retain the prana vayu through the Jalandhar Bandha. So by bending of the neck, the prana vayu will revert from their position to, they will move towards the down. Okay, so this is the Mahabandha. It is superior to all other bandhas and the destroyer of the old ages and death. So all desires are fulfilled by the grace of this bandha. Clear? So the Gherand Samhita does not mention Udyan Bandha here. Whereas in today Mahabandha, when we in the practice sessions we perform this Mahabandha, we actually combine all the three. But in the Gherand Samhita, Sage Gherand does not mention the Udyan Bandha. He just mentioned, the Mooladhar and the Jalandhar Bandha. Clear? This concept should be clear in your mind. But we are practicing the Mooladhar, Jalandhar and the Udyana Bandha, all three together. So in this sense, Sage Gheranda is teaching a preliminary form of the practice now. But in the Mool Bandha, he already describes ki you have to perform with the Udyan Bandha. So maybe there is no, extra explanation of the, Udyan Bandha. So the technique which he actually described in the Moola Bandha, maybe that's why here. So when learning Mahabandha today, the three bandhas are first practiced as a separate units, then incorporated one by one until Mahabandha is achieved. So you have to be very particular. You have to be, um, practice one bandha each, then be perfect in all the individual, then try to perform the 3-1. So this is a picture of the person is doing the Jalandhar Bandha, the Udyan Bandha, and Mool Bandha is automatically, it's which you can't see in the picture. Okay, so this is the Mahabandha. Let us see some, contraindications are there. People suffering from the high or the low blood pressure, heart condition, stroke, hernia, stomach and intestinal ulcer. Because we are when squeezing our stomach, so it gives a pressure. So the person they should avoid this thing. Pregnant women. It is again repeated that the practice should not be undertaken without guidance. Yes, always under the teacher, always under the guidance of your teacher, not just by reading or seeing the videos. Okay, so what are the benefits? It helps in the awakening of the chakras, especially the Mooladhara chakra, the Manipur chakra, and the Vishuddhi chakra. So its physical and mental benefits are similar to the previous one, the Moola Bandha, Udyan Bandha, and the Jalandhar Bandha. So it affects our hormonal secretions of the pineal gland also, and it regulates the entire endocrine system. So the decaying, degenerative, aging process also gets delayed or checked, and our body gets rejuvenate. So in the beginning of this practice appears to be difficult, but gradually as the duration of the external breath retention increases, it becomes easier and a blissful experience is attained. Okay. So these are the 4 bandhas which are described. Now we will do the Panchadharna tomorrow. Any questions, any problem, you can ask me now.